Bum bum
Bum bum
ba
ba-da-dum,
bum bum.
bum bum.
Bring.
Bring.
Yeah. I guess you guys can tell how things are going based on the Bindi, very less than enthusiastic Bindi on a what is today? Wednesday morning. Welcome to another edition of the Blue Review, presented by LAX. I'm Marcus Grant with Greg Bergman and Parker Bell.
Yeah.
That
A
about
big
sums it up,
size, right? Yeah, big
I'm
size,
not even
right?
wearing a hat today, guys. That's how bad things are.
This
There's
is
no
where we are.
lasers. No lasers. You
No
don't get
lasers at all.
for losers. No.
This is where we are. The Dodgers lose 7-6 to the Angels in extra innings. They have lost 3 in a row overall. They have lost 6 in a row to the Angels specifically. And they find themselves in a tie for first place in the National League West with the Padres, who are surging right now. We will dive into everything that has gone wrong, and we will lament, and there may be a rant in there somewhere. But first,
Maybe.
I want to give a shout out to the folks at LAX, Los Angeles International Airport, transforming the travel experience, saving guest time. One thing we're excited about, the People Mover train, which hopefully is up and running early next year. For more information, you can go to flylax.com/transforminglax. All right. Yeah. I was waiting for Mr. Classic. I was waiting.
Yeah, that's where I wanted to start, actually. If we can get Mr. Classic, this is a man. I think a person. Let's say a person, because I don't actually know.
Person.
Well. I keep proving myself right. Are you legitimately happy that the team is bad? That the team is tied for first place, is losing games? It seems like a legit happiness.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that Mr. Classic is a Padre fan and parading in Dodger clothing. Or a Giants fan or something.
That's what it seems like, right?
Yeah,
very strange.
Very strange. Not here after big wins here. Look, you were well within your rights, right? It's a free country. We sort of appreciate you stirring up the chat because it makes things a little bit more lively.
Absolutely.
So continue to do what you do. But yesterday,
do your thing.
Do your thing. There have been any number of permutations and places to lie fault with this recent run. I guess I even say recent run, right? Because it's been 6 weeks of just kind of bad baseball for the Dodgers. Some days they don't hit. Some days they don't pitch. Some days they do neither. Very rare are the days when they do both. Greg, last night felt like just a non-pitching night. They hit the ball relatively well. They scored 6 runs. You would think most nights that's enough to get you a win. Last night, it just felt like the pitching staff could not fit top to bottom. Emmett Sheehan all the way through Alex Vesia and Ben Kasparius just could not figure it out.
It seems to me like there's always one portion of the game that goes wrong. I think that's what you're kind of saying. It's either the pitching or it's the hitting or it's the bullpen or it's the defense. There's always something that is going wrong with this team, and they can't put it all together to have one just solid game. They did against Toronto, I think, was it Saturday? But for the most part, they cannot do that. And this is the first time this year after last night's game. I know a lot of people have been there. I'm sure you guys have been there. But it's the first time that I've really been like, is this just who this team is? I know Travis says it all the time, but I've always been, okay, now we got the pitching staff right. That's going to end up helping out the bullpen. The bullpens will get a little bit better because they're not going to be pitching as much because the guys are going to be going longer. Mookie's been better. Shohei. Freddie's been better. Teoscar had a pretty good night. And Max Muncy's back. He's playing well. Paz is starting to get hits again. Like, everything is all starting to come together. I can see where it's all going, where it's going to get better. Yesterday showed me that it's not. It's not going to be there. I'm not sure if I'm there just yet. I think it's going to depend on what happens this weekend. If against the Padres, they just S the bed, then on Monday, I'm going to be very, very much on that. This is just who they are, and this is a problem. If they sweep, then it's like, okay, maybe there was some things, maybe they just playing down to it. This weekend is going to say a lot, but I've never wanted to get to this point. I've never been at this point all year long, despite the fact that they're basically 500 since I don't know,
They've been
May.
below 500. They've been below 500 since the start of July. Yeah.
So at that point, I don't want to get there, but at the same time, I think we're right about there. No.
I don't know. I mean, I think so. I mean, Parker, you can take this up. I mean, is this just who this team is, or is this just a funk? I mean, it's an extended funk at this point. I don't believe that this is a below 500 team, but they're playing below 500 baseball. I mean, where do you land on this?
Well, the tricky part is you look at their record against teams above 500, and it is slightly below 500. I believe they were 28-32 as of at least just 2 days ago. So I'm getting really close. I'm right there with you, Greg. If we see this Padres series and they don't really light a fire under their asses, then I'm gonna just have to go out and say that this is who they are. You blew a 9-game lead. That's like not a joke. I don't know many other teams in the league who have blown a 9-game lead recently outside of, some really, really rough teams. And that's just where the Dodgers are right now. We got a lot of guys who we can nitpick, but this is a team collective effort.
Yep.
Like you said, it's either the pitching is losing the game or they can't hit. I mean, Teoscar, they said it on the broadcast, since May 27th until yesterday was what, 10 for 1 for 6. Hold on, I had the note. It was like
10 for 60 it was with runners in the scoring position. Yeah.
I mean, I don't even know what to say to that at that point. Since May 27th, Marcus?
Yeah. If there's a little ray of sunshine, a slight ray of sunshine.
Something.
Back on July 6th, the Astros beat the Dodgers 5-1 at Dodger Stadium to finish off the sweep. At that point, the Astros were up 7 games in the AL West. They're now tied. They're tied.
Good.
With
that actually does make me feel a little bit better. Thank you.
Right. So, I mean, the Dodgers are not the only ones experiencing misery at this point. Both Western divisions in the American League and National League are tied after one team had a fairly sizable lead.
That actually makes me feel a lot better.
Yeah. There it is. Enrique put this in the chat, and I did mean to bring this up. The triple play, that just felt like a microcosm of the Dodgers for the last 2 months, basically. It seemed like things were going well. They get the first 2 guys on. There's nobody out. Shohei's coming to the plate. Everything feels great. And then the unbelievable happens, right? It's a line drive right at, was it Taylor Ward? Zach
Neto.
Right? Neto, yeah.
Steps on second, throws to first. And then to add injury to insult, Dalton Rushing takes a really weird, awkward tumble over first. Like, thankfully he was okay and able to keep playing, but man, just took a really, really hard fall on the end of that triple play.
Well, where was he going, by the way?
Yeah.
Why was he so far off of the bat?
First base? I don't know. I mean, I think he just assumed it was going to get up the middle, and maybe he didn't read it well. But yeah, he was.
Where was he going to go? Rojas was dead to rights. There's nothing you could do about Rojas.
Yeah.
But he had nowhere to go. Rojas was in front of him. He wasn't going to get to third if Rojas doesn't score, so he could only get to second. Like, why are you so far down the line at that point to allow something like that to happen? That's just a rookie mistake, but still, like, at the same time, where are you going? Some of these things just don't make sense. These are these little errors that they're doing that are causing them to lose games. Look, was Mookie going to get a hit and maybe do something and bring it around? Maybe, I don't know. But at the same time, you didn't get out of the inning at that point. So those are these little tiny mistakes and errors that has been exactly what's made the Dodgers wrong for the last month and a half, 2 months. It's been those little errors.
Yeah, I saw a little bit about Dave Roberts in the chat. I don't know, Parker. I don't know how much of this you can really lay on Dave Roberts, right? And I will say, I admit that I have been very positive about Roberts throughout his tenure. I know, Greg, you last year were like, if he doesn't win a World Series, he's got to go. And he did.
Mm-hmm.
But Parker, I look at it this year, and I mean, he's tried lineup changes. He's tried, different bullpen combinations, starting rotation combinations. When he sees that he feels like a game is lost, he'll just sort of punt on it. I mean, he's doing everything he can to just manage this team. At this point, it's just guys just have to play better, right? I mean, unless I'm missing something, it just feels like guys just have to play better.
Yeah, I don't know if you, because you look at the macro of like just this season in its totality, and how before the season a lot of the main stars and Freddie and Mookie were saying we did it and we know what we have to do, the mentality that we have to bring to make it happen again, because we're not done. You know, we're they didn't do the LeBron speech, not one, not two, but they had the mentality of like, we got there and we want to taste that again. We want to taste that World Series victory again. And whether it's just a mirage of injuries and weird nagging stuff here and there that's throwing off their mentality, I don't know what it is, but I just haven't seen it all season. Greg, you just mentioned it. It's mental cues being missed. It's rookie mistakes, even being made from guys like Shohei. And to your point, Marcus, Dave's calling him out. He's calling out the guys when he has to, and he's saying that they're not playing good ball. So I don't know what'll light the fire under their butts, but it is who they are at the moment. And maybe this Padres series, I think we've said it a few times, even on all the shows on ESPN LA, this Padres series might have to be the one, because if they don't really get things together during this series, it's going to be dangerous.
Well, they got two series coming up against the Padres. They are at home against San Diego this week, and then they go to San Diego next weekend. Sandwiched in between that is 4 games against the Rockies. So, I mean, fingers. I'm hoping that's a get right series, but considering the way this team has gone lately, there's no guarantee of that. The Dodgers have not won 3 games in a row since the end of June, start of July. They won 4 in a row. They beat the Royals to win that series, and then they swept the White Sox. Right after that is, well, we'll see. Right after the White Sox was when Muncy got hurt. Kershaw just got his 3,000th strikeout, and then the losing streak began. That 7-game losing streak started right after that. So it's been a while since this team has had anything that you could consider a decent streak at this point. You know, I don't know.
So I just want to say something about Dave Roberts.
Yes.
Look, I have been very much a staunch like get rid of Dave guy in the past, and after the World Series last year, there's no point. It's never going to happen. He's here for basically as long as he wants to be here for. He is going to be a Hall of Fame manager. He has 2 World Series titles, all blah 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 blah, highest winning percentage, blah blah blah. This is on the players at this point. They're not playing to their abilities. They are making the mental mistakes. He's trying to. He's actually managing the bullpen kind of well. It's like, what are you supposed to put out there
for what he's got? Absolutely.
What who, if you don't want Vesia, which I don't, like, Vesia is not a closer. He had 1 game where he closed out and it was great, but that's not his role. His role when he's at his best is like the 6th, 7th, and sometimes in the 8th, but he's a 6th and 7th inning guy. It's supposed to be Blake Treinen. Blake Treinen is a mess. Can't find the strike zone. So who would you like to go out there, and who would you like him to put out there? Ben Kasperius should have walked in the winning run. He got out of it because with a call that was very much off the plate. I know ABS says that it was actually a strike, but that was a ball. Like, we all know it. We all see with our eyes. That was a ball. So it can't be Kasperius.
By the way, him giving up the run in the 10th was very much a ball don't lie moment.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. First just a bunt up the middle that was going foul and then just stopped directly on the line. And then, that's at that point you're just screwed. But there's nobody else that you can actually put in that closer role right now. It's not Kasperius. It's not Treinen. It's not Vesia. It's not Dreyer. There's just not somebody to put out there. So he has to put out what he has to. I give Dave as much crap as anybody, and I don't know what Dave can be doing differently here. The only thing that is a problem, and I don't know if I want to talk about it just yet, because my blood pressure might boil over and I might pop a vein, but putting Michael Conforto out there, I understand it's between Friedman and him. It's an all collaboration, and they pick the lineup day in and day out. He can't be out there anymore. Michael Conforto cannot play anymore. Are we all in agreement here?
I mean, okay, sure. What's your answer to that? Alex Call is right now a right-handed hitting Michael Conforto, right? Like, what Justin Dean is, you're talking about putting a rookie out there in key situations in the middle of a race for the division. Like, I mean, I agree. Like, he offers nothing, right? He doesn't give you anything at the plate. He's not a plus defender at all. But what are your other alternatives at this point? Like until say Tommy Edmond comes back, and then maybe you go with a Pajes or a Teoscar Edmond Pajes outfield. They're just as much as I've been saying it all year, as much as they want to not play Conforto, things keep happening where they keep having to play Conforto. And I think that's where we are right now.
Yeah. It basically, there's nobody else you can do it, but you can. Obviously you need Edmund back. Call up Josue DePaul and see what he can do. Call up somebody in the minor league system and see what he can do. Like Ryan Ward, not a good defender. Let's just throw him out there. He hits the ball. Like, give me one or the other. The problem with Conforto is he doesn't do anything. He doesn't hit the ball. He doesn't field the ball. He's not a pinch hitter. He's not a defensive replacement. He's not fast, so you're not going to put him on the base paths. What is this man's role on this team besides hitting into double plays and striking out with the bases loaded? He doesn't do anything. And so at this point, he's a wasted spot on the roster. So I see no use for this man in any sense whatsoever. If we're trying to, it's been 370 plate appearances, 370, and he's still, you know where he is? He is at the very bottom. He is the last player in the league that has the right amount of plate appearances. He has the worst batting average in baseball, and it's not close. He has 187 batting average. Max Kepler of the Phillies has a 206, and that's number 2. Like, this dude is bad. The worst player in baseball, and that's not hyperbole.
You feel better now?
No. I can keep going. I've actually looked at his baseball reference page. Everything is negative. Negative this, negative that, negative this. He's negative WAR, negative runs again. Numbers I don't even actually understand and know what they mean. He's negative in all of those things for this year. Our bat, our baser, our DP, our field, our POS, our AA, WAA, our rep, our RAR, WAR. Offensive ward, defensive ward.
You're just making things up now.
No, these are. I'm looking at them. All negative. All
like
negative.
You're just saying letters now.
I don't know. Like I said, I don't know what they mean, but they're all bad.
And Greg, that a team is only as good as the weakest link. I think we were saying that all last year when they had certain struggles, and this is one of the weakest links we have seen in honestly the history of Dodgers. And with that certain amount of plate appearances, we haven't seen anything this bad outside of maybe a few names we can yap about later if we have time. But the thing is, I'm looking at some of these numbers, and just the fact that he's slashing 187, 299, and 327, I feel like I don't even know. They look like some of my failing grades when I didn't go to anatomy class my senior year of high school. It's terrible.
Yeah, I mean, I agree. I think it is terrible. The problem is I just don't see any easy replacements. Maybe they do bring up Ryan Ward, but we have talked to and heard from people who say there's a reason Ryan Ward is stuck in OKC, right? That they don't believe he gives you the offense that they want, and he's equally a poor defender. Maybe they try to find some more at bats for Dean somewhere along the way, but there's no expectation that he's a guy who's going to give you a whole lot offensively at this point. I guess we hope Haesung Kim is back soon. I know the plan was for him to take some live BP in the next couple of days. He's obviously not a great defender, but when he was healthy, at least, he was giving you some quality at bats. I don't know, man. I don't have any easy answers. And I obviously neither does Dave Roberts, which is why we're having this whole conversation.
No, so this is why I get frustrated, and I was frustrated after the trade deadline. We had an episode after the trade deadline. It was frustrating because you have a minor league system that is top 5 in baseball, and I understand that this is not the way that Andrew Friedman works. He holds on to those guys, and because he doesn't want to give the wrong guy or overpay for somebody that's not going to be that great. Those guys in AAA are all blocked. They're not coming up here anytime soon. You can get to the outfield though. Like, that's the spot. If you're going to find a spot on this team, it's in the outfield. So, but moving somebody in all those pieces you have in the minor league system for somebody like Stephen Kwan, who you would then have under control for 2 more years after that. And you have to give up a lot to get him, and he may not be that high level person you want to play left field. But he's a hell of a lot better than Michael Conforto, and he's a very, very good player. He's an all-star and a Gold Glove outfielder. So those are guys, a type of guy that you would want on your team. You go out and get that guy despite the price because you have a window where you're trying to win as many World Series as you can, while Shohei Ohtani is still Shohei Ohtani at a high level with Freddie Freeman at a high level. Mookie's starting to get back. The team that you have, you got to win a bunch of series or have the best option for it. Getting Steven Kwan would have been a good option. Going after Johan Duran and getting a closer, somebody that can go into the back of the end of the bullpen and actually do something. That's important to go do. They didn't do any of that stuff at the trade deadline, and it shows now. What you got was not enough. You got Brock Stewart, who's now on the IL.
He's now on the IL.
So, this was a failure on the part of Andrew Friedman right now. He did not do anything he didn't do anything at the trade deadline, and it's hurting the team now. The first thing, and we talked about it from the beginning of the year, you have to go out and get an outfielder. And they didn't. And they didn't get another closer when you have all your closers on the IL, and you have no idea if they're going to come back in the right space because they were not good when they did go on the IL.
Cook, Greg. Cook. Rack him.
Sorry.
Rack him.
I am very angry.
My only response to that is woosah.
More coffee is what I say.
So, series finale tonight down at Angel Stadium. Shohei's pitching against his old team, so that's fun. We'll see. We'll see what the rest of the team can do around him. After a couple of kind of shaky starts his last outing, I thought he looked like he was getting sort of back on track again. We know the offense has been there. You mentioned Mookie Betts' 7-game hit streak. So there are some slight positives to take away from this. So let's try to, hold the faith, I guess, a little bit. The other part of it, there's still 42 games left in the season. 52 games. The 42 games left in the season. So,
Marcus, there is another bright stat, by the way, if everybody's feeling a little down.
Yes.
The teams with worst records since the 4th of July, 3 of them Dodgers have some history with, and it's nice to hear. You got the Braves, Nationals, and Rays. So we don't mind hearing that.
All right. That's cool. I'm cool with that. The other thing I'm holding on to, and this is maybe just me grasping at straws. The last time I remember the Dodgers hitting it to a triple play, they came around and won a postseason series.
And a World Series.
World Series. Just throwing that out there. So
fair.
I don't know.
Great point.
I don't know.
Great point.
Maybe that's what it is. All right. It's about time for us to wrap it up. 6:30.
Tonight's going to be awesome.
I think so. By the way, Clearman's Galley this evening.
Yeah.
Go check that out. You have all the details there, Greg?
Yeah, it's going to be me and Parker are both going to be there. The rest of some of the other part of the ESPN LA crew will be there too. Come wearing your gear. Come hang out. Talk some baseball with us. It is a Shohei day today, so he's going to go 4 innings, and then you get to see me fired up in person. See Parker fired up in person if you come out to Clearman's Galley. So come on out. Game's time is 6:38. We'll be there around 6:00. And there will be prizes given away, and it's all brought to you thanks to Arrowhead Mountain Spring Water. Nothing else.
Fantastic. So go check that out if you can, absolutely. But if not, I'm sure all of you will be watching the game. We'll be back with you tomorrow to talk about what happened, and hopefully we'll have a little bit more of an exciting Bindi. If we are, Mr. Classic won't be here to hear it. Anyway, thanks everybody in the chat for hanging out with us, even you, Mr. Classic. Thanks to LAX for helping us get this up and on the interwebs as well. For Parker Bell, for Greg Bergman, I am Marcus Grant. Stick around. First pitch coming up with Travis and DeMarco and Bergman on the ESPN LA YouTube channel. Back here with you tomorrow on the Blue Review, 8:30 to 8:55. We'll see you then, everybody.
See ya.